Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to our Blender certification channel wherein we're going to teach you how to create basic Blender models. So as of now, we are going to continue Tanjiro's Nichirin blade, and we are in the episode 3 wherein we're going to create a large detail texture like this. So we're going to accomplish something like this in this episode, but we are not done yet because we haven't done the small details and also the texture material. So we have two more episode for this series. Hopefully you will be subscribing so we will be able to finish this course, and as of now we are going to try to accomplish something like this. Without any further ado, let's begin. Okay, before we'll begin, like I've asked you in the last episode, I wanted you to save the Katana AO texture and also the Katana UV, wherein we're going to use these things up in Photoshop so that we could edit a new texture for our Katana blade. And yeah, after doing so, we will be needing Photoshop to do most of the large colors and all, and the large textures. Then some parts in medibang, a little part, just the blade part actually, and also for the small details we're going to do that in Blender. So if ever you haven't saved this texture yet, please visit the link in the card somewhere in your screen, so you could follow up on this tutorial. So with that said, let's just open up Photoshop and let us begin. So first things first, I want you to put the UV map over the UV AO, wherein we are actually going to do that right now. So let's just rename this real quick, UV, and we're going to put background, black background, so black back, let's call that black background. And we're going to put dark color so that we could see everything else. Let's put this on the top. Now we're going to select both of this texture by pressing Ctrl and select both layers. Let us just simply drag both of this over here. And yes, we're going to close that, and we are going to align everything else correctly, and then we're going to put this AO map in between. Okay, so here is our full reference. That's why I asked you to save the UV map so that we could actually see everything else, because if the colors went out of this line, the colors will not appear in your model. So with these things all set up, now the next thing we're going to do is just to put on some textures or large textures on this one. Okay, before anything else, just save this real quick, which is I have already done that. Just rename it Katana Diffuse so that we could save the entire texture. Well, if you wanted to see this in Blender, let's just make a real quick JPEG Katana Diffuse. Going to save that. Then let us open up Blender and look for our file, Tanjiro's Nichirin blade. Now let me just show it to you. How will this thing look up if we change that texture somewhere in the desktop? Katana Diffuse. Okay, now let's go and render it in UV. Now as you can see, the UV map is showing, so this signifies the lines that we are trying to fix in Photoshop. So as you can see, so this is just to give you an idea what we are trying to accomplish, because we wanted those lines so that we will not be able to overdo the texturing, or I mean the colors and all. Now the next thing I want you to do is to look for a brush metal texture, which is I already have done that. Something that looks like this. We are going to use this for the blade, since This is how Tanjiro's Nichirin blade looks like when the black color has not been painted yet. But we're going to do something like this, so we needed this brush metal thingy so that we could accomplish something like that. Okay, let's just put this away for now. So go into Google and search for something like this. Okay, now if you've already done that, let's go back to Photoshop and open up that file, brush metal. Let's okay, this one, and I want you to drag this brush metal in our main texture, and let's just rotate this for a bit. Control T, right click, rotate, and I guess that's fine. Now let's just align everything else in this way. And the next thing you're going to do is go over here and choose, let's say, multiply. Okay, perfect. So we only wanted the brush metal on the blade part, not on everything else. So what we're going to do is to we're going to cut the texture from here, I guess. So left click, choose this one, left click, and let's go up to this part. Okay, then press delete. There we go. Now if you wanted to know how that thing looks like in Blender, so let's just put this away for now. I'm in the UV. Let us save this texture real quick. Save it as JPEG, Katana Diffuse, and once again let's open up Blender and let's put in the Katana color in somewhere in the desktop again. JPEG, Katana Diffuse JPEG. Okay, so here it is. Let's press Z, render. Then it's just too plain. As you can see, it is just too plain, but we're going to do something about that later on in our what we call small and large details in Blender texture painting. We're going to do this later on. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil it out, so let's just do the large details first. So let's just put that down first. Let's go back to Photoshop, bring back the UV by pressing that little eye over there. Now the next thing we're going to do is let's see over here. Let's go with the this first. So this is just simple. It's just a plain black, and we're just going to paint some colors in that, so to make it something something like this. As you can see, there's a black part, there are white parts over here. We're going to use a painting tool in order for us to accomplish that. Anyway, let's put up the black colors. Let's just put this away for now. So these are the cloth type. So what we're going to do is let's just rename this real quick. Blade brush metal. So the cloth part in this texture are these lines over here, and also this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this tool over here and just select this part. Then let's create a new layer. Let's call that cloth. Just cloth. Okay. Now we're going to choose this one, and we're going to change the color into something grayish black, because we're not going to use totally black, since we're not going to see anything else if we're going to use that. So just try to be imaginative in this part. So maybe up to here will do. Okay, So we're going to choose this, and in our cloth layer, let's just left click, and that is it. And we're going to redo that on this side because these are also the cloth part. Okay, so let us left click, oops, up to here. Yep. And same pattern, we're going to use this tool over here with the same color, this same layer as well, and just press left click on that. Now let's deselect it by clicking here and click somewhere, and that is it. Now the next thing we're going to do is go over here and select multiply. Okay, I guess that's it. Now let's just check this real quick. So let us remove the UV again and save this up real quick. Save it as a JPEG in our existing JPEG. Just save that and overwrite it. And let us view that in Blender. So same pattern over here. Let's just open this up. Look for our file in the desktop. Why do I have to do that every time? Okay, so this is the Katana diffuse. Okay, guess that's bad. That's not bad. What do you think? As you can see, it's just a plain color, so it doesn't look anywhere near like this one. But what we're going to do later on is we're going to add some paintings on it so that it could appear somehow somewhat like this one. Okay, so let us proceed. Let's just put this way so we can see everything. Now the next thing we're going to do is the red part on the inside of the handle. This red part, it's just fairly easy. So first we're going to look, where is that part? Okay, so this is the part. Now what we're going to do next is, let's go back to Photoshop, and this is probably that. So the easiest way to copy a color is make sure that you have a reference somewhere near. But we wanted to have that it's not actually red, it's somehow somewhat like some dark parts over there. Okay, let's just try to be creative in this part. It doesn't really have to be exactly the same. Anyway, let's go back to Photoshop and let's create a new layer. Now I want you to rename that red cloth handle, and then let us select this part, create another box somewhere here. So just this part actually. So remember, do not go beyond here. So let's just view the UV map, because if we hit some UV colors over here, we might be able to mess up the colors later on. So this is the red part. So same thing again, choose this tool over here. Let's choose red, another reference, so we could have an idea, not too dark, somewhere here. Okay, I guess this will be fine. Then on our red cloth handle layer, left click, and I guess that's fine. Deselect it by clicking here. Let's go back to that cloth and choose multiply. So by now I know you are getting the workflow we have in Photoshop. So in order for us to check it once again, let us just save this real quick, and same pattern, save. So you guys might be asking, are you doing this every time you do different models? Yes, I check it from time to time, so that we cannot make a mistake, because once you created a mistake somewhere here, it's going to be problematic in the future. So let's just check that texture out. Okay, let's open up color JPEG. Okay, so that's the texture there. Actually, you could also do this in texture paint, but just plainly select a red color, then paint the colors over here, and it will do something similar. But I wanted to like keep the plain color in Photoshop, so that in the future I could like edit it and or somehow do something crazy, like put some names on the blade, etc. Because if you try to do that in Blender texture paint, you could also save this, but you do not have the same layers like in Photoshop. So this is how I do things. Okay, I think I made a mistake over here. Let me just show it to you. This is also supposed to be a cloth, wherein we need to color that in black as well. So we need to go back in Photoshop. So let's just select this to see where it's that. Shift. Okay, I think this whole part over here is the cloth part. So let's go back to Photoshop and let's try to really put some black texture on that. Okay, in Photoshop. So this is the one. Let's go back to the cloth, dark cloth, and let's just copy the texture color here. So I want you to go to this bucket. No, not the bucket. Yeah, maybe the bucket. So select this. Now to copy the color, just use this one, press OK, and then we are going to like choose this tool again. Come on. Okay, perfect. Let's just move that a little bit, and we're going to use that bucket again. What do you call this? Actually I do not know the terms. Paint bucket tool. Okay, I'm correct. So let's just drop that color over there and we are good. And of course, let's just save that once again and do the same process so that we could check the colors. Okay, so let's move in Photoshop once again. Remove this again. I'm not really sure how to refresh the texture, but let's just do it this way. Okay, so that's it. It's already black. Okay, I forgot to remove the UV map. Anyway, that's just how it is right now. And the next thing we're going to do is let us check our reference. We're going to do some gray over here and a little bit of dark part on the guard part. I think we need to darken the blade a little bit. What do you think? Because I think this one is really too light. If you can see, it's just too light. If we're going to put some dark here, dark metal colors, a bit of white over here, silver something, but we need to like put some darker blade, not too much, but we're going to do something about it. Anyway, let us just go back to Photoshop. Now in order for us to make the blade darker, this part, let's just press Ctrl J, and yep, that is really nice, but I think we must make it a bit darker, more dark. Let's go to image, adjust, then let us put on the brightness and contrast. Let's lower this a little bit. Okay, how about the contrast? Let's check this out. That's too much. Okay, around -10. Let's just put it to -5. 0. And again, this will depend entirely to you. So in the process, we're still going to change bit by bit. So not everything is permanent. So yeah. Okay, I guess that's already fine. Now we are going to also put some black texture over here, silver on this part, and over here. And yeah, let's do that right now. Let's go back to Photoshop. Now this is the guard part. These are the silver parts over here, this one, and also this. So let's just add another layer, and let's call this guard. Let's do the guard part first, and let's try to copy this one, but a little lighter. I'm not sure. Okay, a bit lighter around here. Maybe this will be fine. Okay, now same thing, we're going to use this tool over here. What is this? Okay, just select this part, then let's just move it up a little bit. Choose the bucket tool, drop the color in this layer, and yes, I guess that's okay. We're also going to put some over here, so choose this paintbrush, right click, let's resize it to around too much. Okay, too much. Okay, somewhere like here. Okay, but before we do that, let's just deselect this one, click here and just click somewhere to deselect it. Now choose the brush tool, and let's just cover this up. Okay, Control Z. Made a mistake over there. It's not supposed to be this one, but it's supposed to be this one. Okay, let's lower it a bit. It's just too big. Okay, I guess this will do. And left click, also left click. Okay, let's just make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, guess that's good enough. Fit screen, and also we're going to put on some light silver on this part and over this part. Let's just do that right now. Let's just create another layer. Let's rename it light silver. It's not going to be silver, but yeah, gray something. So let's just choose somewhere here, a little darker, around there. Okay, this really depend entirely to you, so it's really up to you how to do things. So the same thing, use this tool, left click, light silver. Okay, we're not going to use the bucket tool because it's going to color something else there, so we're just going to use the brush, right click to lower the size, and just put on the colors on there. Okay, okay, let's just make sure that we didn't miss anything. Okay, guess that will do. Let's go back to fit screen, deselect, and for now let's just check this out. Let's remove the UV. Okay, wait, I forgot something. Go back to the light silver and choose multiply. Yeah, yep, we forgot about that. Okay, also this part. Where's that? The guard part. It's set to normal. Now just move it to multiply. What? Okay, let's do that again. Multiply. Okay, that's it. Multiply. Okay, that's good. Control S to save, and let's just save as a JPEG like what we usually do. Katana, save, and that's it. Let's go back to Blender, remove that current texture, and open up a new desktop, Katana diffuse, open image, and that's it. What do you think, guys? Okay, just this part. We need to like put a little silver over there. I guess this will this part over here should be as the same color as this one. Now let's just check out our reference. Okay, we can't see anything there. Yeah, it's supposed to be dark. Okay, so this is the silver part, this is the dark part. Okay, let's put that down and let's go back to Photoshop. Now let us copy the color of this one. So let's move over here, just left click it, and let's copy this color, press OK. Then we are going to put some same colors over here. So let's just choose brush. Yep, we're going to use this. Just cover up that part. Okay, let's just move a little closer so you'll not make any mistake. Okay, I think it's the same color. Are they? Let's just choose this tool, left click, brush, and then yep, let's color that part. Okay, that's it. Fit screen, right click, fit screen. Now this is the last part. Okay, and we're going to copy this color over here. Now I want you to go to this color tab. As soon as you click the color tab, you will have this thingy over here so that we could copy this color. Okay, then let's move a little closer over here so that we'll not make any mistake, and choose this tool, left click, and all of this part, move it up a little bit. Let us use the bucket tool, and let's just put it in the light silver. Yep. Okay, guess we're all done with the major colors. Now let's remove the UV, put on the black background, and let us just save this real quick. Control S, and save a JPEG version like we always do. Overwrite that. Let's go back to Photoshop, or rather Blender. Let's remove the current texture, and let's just put that texture over there. Desktop, peace. Okay, so what do you think, guys? I think this is a bit dark, but that will be fine, but because we still have to like put some colors in that, I think we need to put this a little bit lighter. What do you think? I guess that's fine. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some a bit more details on the blade, especially on this part. Yep, no, there's that. Let's say, yep, the lines over here. That's what we're going to do next. So the next part we are going to do is, as you can see over here, there is a separation between the brushed metal and also the dark blade over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some darker color on this part. So let's go back to Photoshop, And let's bring back the UV. Now I want you to go to the magic tool over here, this one, and set the tolerance to around 30. Yeah, that will do. Now I want you to select each one of these boxes over here. So let's just try that out, and I want you to hold shift while doing the other boxes until we reach up to the very end. So let's just do it real quick. Okay, so now as you can see, the shape is very much different from what it is over here. We're not trying to accomplish the accuracy of this one, but we're going to make it somehow somewhat the same. So let's go back to Photoshop. Let's go a little bit near, and let's select magic tool once again while holding the shift. I want you to select this part, this part, this part, maybe let's say up to this part. And later on we are going to like smoothen this out in our pen tablet. So we're going to use a pen tablet to fix this part. Also, we are going to do the same in this blade over here. So let me just do it real quick. Now that we have selected this this part, we're going to make another layer. So go over here, new layer. Let's just rename it dark blade. And what we're going to do is go over this color tab. Let's just put it a little bit darker, like more on over here. Let's see how it goes. And we're going to use, of course, our favorite where's that bucket tool, this one, and just put that there. Okay, guess this will be fine. Click this, click somewhere to deselect, and let's put that layer underneath the UV so we could see the exact location. I guess that will be fine, but first we're going to check if, oh yes, as you can see over here we have some white lines. What we're going to do next is we're going to erase all of those things by using the paint tool. This is too large, so right click somewhere in your screen and move it a little, let's say, yep, depends. It depends on how you're going to do things. Anyway, Control Z. Let's just erase all of those parts. Now this, you have to do this manually, so bear with me. I'm just going to do a time lapse on this part. And before we're going to do the next step, for safekeeping sake, we are going to copy the blade brush metal part. So what we're going to do is to press Ctrl J and just rename this blade brush safekeeping, and you click that eye over there because we are going to delete some parts over here. So while you are selecting the dark blade layer, I want you to press Control over here and press this layer here, so it will select that dark part again. And I want you to go to the brush metal layers, and then we're going to delete those parts. Okay, and also here. Okay, and then we're going to set the dark blade. Becoming crazy. It's not really for common workloads, it's for gaming. Anyway, let's continue. Go over here and choose multiply so that it will blend on the blade itself. Now before we're going to paint over this part over here, we're going to do that in medibang, because for some reason I like the smoothness of how medibang do the painting stuff. For some reason in Photoshop it's a bit jagged, so we're not going to do it here. Anyway, for now, let's just save this real quick, and we're going to save in JPEG. We are going to go here. Yep, replace that. Yes, okay. Now let's go back to Blender, and we are going to see how it looks. Same pattern. Let's go to the desktop, and where is that? Diffuse JPEG. Okay, this one. Okay. As you can see, it's a bit what do we call this? Yep. We're going to work on that part because I wanted something smooth over here like this. I'm going to smooth it out somewhere over here, but we're going to use a pen tablet in that. Anyway, so this is good enough, I guess. What do you think? Let us just put it over here. 5. Okay. I think we need to like darken this part more. What do you think, guys? It's really entirely up to you, but we're going to try to darken that up in a bit. So I'm just going to do that real quick, as because I already told you how to do that already. Just set up the brightness in your Photoshop, and we're just going to do that before we're going to go to medibang. Now, before we're going to proceed, I want you to know, guys, that we will be needing a pen tablet like this one. So if you don't have one of these, you can check out the link in the description. It's around $30 or so. So this is a pen tablet. You'll be needing it with your texturing if you want to really concentrate, or should I say be serious on your 3D modeling. You will be needing one of these. Anyway, let's open up medibang, and we're going to open the same file that we are editing in Photoshop. So let's open that up over here and choose our diffuse map, everything else over here. Now I want you to go to the UV and click over here so that we could see the lines and all. These are the guidelines. Now go to the dark blade part, and let's remove the multiply temporarily so that we could have edit all of these things. Now set the color as well in accordance to the same color as this. So yeah, after doing so, we are going to proceed in using our pen tablet so that we could color this up into something like this. Let me just show it real quick. Smooth like that, not like this. Anyway, let's proceed. Let me just hide this real quick. Go back here, scroll down so that we could focus on what we are working on, and let's just lower our brush tool into somewhere around 25, I guess. Now let's just do this real quick while you are in the dark blade layer. Okay, so bear with me, guys. It worked well. Okay. Not bad. So we're also going to do the same in the other part of the blade. Sorry for that. Let's go over there. Focus. Let me just see if it's going to appear in the screen. Okay. Okay, I guess that will do for the sake of our tutorial. I guess that's enough. Okay, we are back in Photoshop. As you can see over here, there are black parts because our dark blade is multiplied on here, so we need to delete the brush metal part. So all you have to do is to press Control on your keyboard, click this dark blade so we could have it all selected, then go over the brush metal part and press delete on your keyboard, and go also on this part and press delete, and voila, we have a smooth blade. So we could now return this to medibang again. So let's just save it real quick. So we are back in medibang, and the next thing we're going to do is the sharpness of the blade. Though Tanjiro's Nichirin blade doesn't have that one, I wanted to do something like this. Yep, that one, because it will look a lot cooler, or it will have a nice effect when we try to put the bump map and the specular map later on. Anyway, that's what we're going to do next, and let's just proceed by adding a layer over here. Just click this one, and let's just rename this real quick by double clicking it. Then just rename this sharpness. Okay, now I want you to proceed on the color white over here. Yep, pure white. And then we are going to set the blending into soft light. Okay, now we are ready to proceed. Once again, we're going to use our pen tablet over here, and we're going to do that sharpness thingy. Doesn't need to be perfect, but you know, just do as you please. Okay, I guess that will do. For now, let's just save this real quick. Now let's go back to Photoshop. Let's just close this. Now we are back in Photoshop, and this is the sharpness blade, or the sharpness thingy that we painted in medibang. If we go into the normals, it's going to look like this. It's a bit messed up, and it's going to interfere, or might interfere, on some part of our texture. So we're going to clean that up. In order for us to do that, I want you to go to this layer, the dark blade, hold Control in your keyboard and press left click to select. Now we're going to use the eraser tool. Oops, wrong layer. We're going to go to the sharpness layer back. So if we try to erase that, it's going to erase the inside, but we wanted to erase the outside part. So in order for us to do that, press Control Shift and I, and when sharpness layer is selected, just press delete, and there we go. Yes, that's all good. Now let's turn this back to soft light, save it real quick, also for our JPEG, because we're going to take a look how this thing looks like in Blender. So let's just overwrite that real quick. Let's go back to Blender. Let's remove that current texture, and we are going to put this one, JPEG. Okay, so yeah, so I'm a bit skeptic about this part because it looks terrible, but yeah, we just have to clean that up in the next part of this tutorial. For the most part of this blade, we actually made most of the large part or the large details of everything else. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to like paint the small details over here and over to the handle and stuff, so that we could create an emphasis on the blade itself. For now, we will end the tutorial here. So I hope you have learned a lot of things from here, and I'm hoping to see you guys in our Blender texture paint in the next episode. So that's it, guys. I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. If it does, make sure to give us a thumbs up and share it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.